Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I am with logicalsignals.com and tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Thursday, August 19th, 2021. To say that you can truly be off balance trading, go step into the NASDAQ and it will prove to you that you never really know. So yesterday I declared the top. And actually, that is remaining in place. But I want to first, as I've laid out, the alternate view, the alternate count, which is very, very important and helps us to understand what all this is and what this could possibly be telling us. So let's look at the alternate view. The alternate view, as I have mentioned in several other updates, that we always ran the possibility with all of this happening and all of this happening, that we might have to move that 4 out to here. There was a 4 here before, if you remember, and I'd have to move it out to wherever this bottom. Now I'm presenting that view, that count. So in other words, the 3 remains the same right here. And then we go through a very extended, complex, double, triple ABC. And as I have said previously, many times corrective structures, when they're flat, as this one is, and flat complex, as this one is, they burn up more time rather than price. So if we take a look at the bigger picture, we remain well above 14,000. We are not actually that far off from our all-time highs. So it certainly has burned up more time than it has had price as it zigzags and moves up and down within an extended a little bit range, but within a range. So how is this all counted out? Again, this is assuming that the alternate view is in force. We have an A, a B, a C of a minute level, and then it does subdivides a subminute A, subminute B, subminute C for an X wave. Then we have, again, subdivision, subminute, subminute, subminute C for a minute A. Subdivides again with a minute B. Then we get the C wave. Then we get the second X. And then an additional A, B, C of minute degree to complete minor wave 4. Now, this is the case. This market right now, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's the deal. If this is the case, then this market needs to take off and get itself above this 200 moving average on the hourly chart and put in a new high above 14,999. Get above that 15,000 level before it does any more pullback. Once it's done, then it will have put in 5 waves up. And we can label that wave 1. Now, if that's the case, guess what's back on? New highs. Because we're doing a minor 5th wave. Then we would be expecting it to go up. Very similar to when I marked the 4 here, and this was wave 1. Oh, excuse me, we had that 1, 2, and this is wave 1 of 3. Then it failed. So I had to take a step back. And when it started to drop below levels that I had anticipated that it should, and then it doubled down and broke through that one, that is why I then said the tops are in. That would be under that view that this was a failure. And so if we can count it out 1, 2, 3 as I did, and then put that as the failure of the 5th wave. And again, just to reiterate, it is only a failure on the minute level. And so, and actually on the minor level. Outside of that, the other stacked up, the intermediate, the primary, and the cycle level, all are within they all moved above their 3rd waves. So just on the minor level. And that is all quite acceptable. And in terms of what was happening and what did happen after was totally acceptable and remains acceptable. Because the other side of this count is that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 down. Over in globex, this did come down. It didn't reach my ultimate level, which was just below all that at 14,665, or excuse me, 765. No, 665. I apologize. But it got down to 710. So it got close. In fact, there was support right there. It was 1.382, sat right below this at like 07. So it met in terms of being 5 and put in a new low. So it could be wave 1. So this is A, B, C thus far. That could be wave 2. And if that's the case, this market rolls over tomorrow and just doesn't hang out here unless it's still working its way through a very small corrective phase. But if this is wave 2, then we're starting in the third wave. We shouldn't be hanging out. I at one point thought, oh, good, we're starting. And then they stopped on a dime and took it all back. So we're really sitting on a cusp. And now we truly must let the market tell us. Because if that account that I presented yesterday is in force, here's what needs to happen. It cannot go up and break above that high. Then it puts in 5 waves up. That will negate it. But if it continues to go lower and comes back down and does it pretty quickly, right? The upside, it could just buzz up there, get up to like 15,023 or whatever the number might be, and that's fine. That completes a wave 1. What happens after would just be a 2, and that's corrected. But if it is intending to go down, number 1, it cannot go up and break above 15,000. And it needs to turn and now complete and continue to go lower. And in fact, accelerate. It needs to go down fast because it's in the third wave. And remember, third waves are often, most often, the longest and the strongest. So it kicks off by going boom. The same intensity that we came up today needs to be the intensity we go down tomorrow. And I kid you not. So all these buyers either come back tomorrow and say, sorry, we were wrong, and they're going to start to sell, or the sellers come back in tomorrow. And yet to be seen. But those are our 2 scenarios. And here we are in the cusp of one or the other being confirmed and being in play. So that's why I'm presenting this. We must protect an upside count because it still has now a probability. So therefore, here it is. This is what would be taking place. As difficult as this is to count, and it truly is. It took a long time for me to kind of work through all the possible scenarios till one finally went, aha, that's it. It fits, it works. The wave characterizations work. How, you know, the feel between that this is an A wave, a B wave, it works. It fits characteristically and actually what the market was doing. And this was very difficult. Not only was it difficult to trade, but up, down, up, down, up. Look at these. These were intense turnarounds. This was an intense turnaround today. I'm sure a lot of people got caught off guard. A little bit of rally, sure, maybe up to here, sure. But this thing sailed through that 20. When it got up there, it hesitated, came back, but the next time, it just went through it. And then took a little time, but it just went through that 50. Now, getting through the 200, of course, is going to take more. That's why it keeps the other count alive. Highs are in, 1, 2. That's still going to be my preferred. This, it would take me too long to set it all back up because I got to take each one of these out by manually and put the next round back in. So I'm going to leave this for right now. But tomorrow, or actually on Sunday, When the next update is due, this may all change again. So again, for tomorrow, folks, for tomorrow, if the market goes up and breaks above 15,000 to complete 5 waves up, this is more than likely going to be the preferred count. If the count that I presented yesterday is in fact in force, the market cannot go up and break above 15,000. It needs to continue to go down and it should begin to accelerate. Then that count will reappear on Sunday. Now, tomorrow might be slow. It's a monthly expiration, but it's also a weekly expiration. Well, it's actually just the monthly, sorry. So that is likely going to have an effect. And if this sailed through dozens of strikes on the way down, this just re-put them back in place. So it could be nothing more than just an expiration play. That there are too many big positions and they weren't going to have it and they just kind of bought the deltas. Who knows? In any case, because it's expiration, it could add a layer of volatility as these stocks move in and around strike prices. So just an added little note. So this is where I'm going to leave it for right now. Everything remains in place. I'm presenting this count because I believe tomorrow, and no later than Monday, we will have our answers to which of these counts is in force. So the next update will be on Sunday.